They ain't called me to go to the Rock Nation brunch. They haven't called me to go to the Gold Party.
To accept being honored
They
at the
haven't
award
called me when we offered to honor Jay-Z at the award show. They didn't call me to go to the press conference about striking the deal with the NFL while we were kneeling for Kaepernick. They didn't call me to ask me what I thought about her hair care product. They didn't call me to offer a free bottle of her perfume. I didn't get to go backstage on the... I've done a lot, and I'm not even gonna say it here because if I did, this internet, Beyonce's good internet, would go crazy. Did I tell y'all what I've done? Okay. I'm gonna tell them while Johnny puts a beep over this part of the show, so you'll never know what it is, but I want you to see their reactions, and I'm going to do it right now.
If Jason Lee keeps running his mouth about Beyonce and Jay-Z the way he does, he might never see an invite to their rooms again. And now people are saying he's about to stir up even more drama because he dragged Solange into the conversation too. For a guy who says he loves Beyonce, he sure moves wild online. And remember that clip everybody saw? Beyonce clearly sidestepped him while he kept trying all night to chase down a photo like it was the mission of the evening. He did come back later and say he actually got the photos and that Beyonce knew exactly who he was. According to him, everything was cool and he wasn't just some random guy with a camera.
Beyonce probably 4 or 5 times.
Did she know who you were?
Yeah, so when she walked in, she saw me and she was whispering to Jay and she was hugging Jay and she looked at me and she said, "It's Hollywood Unlocked."
Anyway, I don't know if people have been noticing the vibe between Beyonce and her sister Solange lately, but a lot of folks online are starting to whisper that the two might not be as close as they used to be. The rumors have been moving fast, and everybody seems to have a different theory about what could be going on behind the scenes. Some people are even saying Mama Tina might somehow be connected to the tension, while others keep bringing up Diddy and his long history around Jay-Z. Then there are the conversations about Jay-Z himself, especially with all the serious accusations people have been talking about lately. And on top of that, some fans believe Solange may simply feel tired of always being put in certain situations or overshadowed. Now, nobody outside that family truly knows what's happening for real, but according to the gossip floating around, the one person claiming he knows the real story behind what's going on between the sisters is Jason.
Yvette knows. I got the receipts. I still have the receipts. Yvette know I got the receipts. I got them. Now, if I get that message to Beyonce,
yes,
I can get it to be. I'm connected. I could get the message to Beyonce.
She needs to know.
And I think people like her publicist, who I love, and I'm just being critical. That's just what I do. You know that, Yvette. We're trying to book Kelly Rowland right now. Now, if I don't get Kelly Rowland because I say this about, then it's gonna be a problem. Then I'm putting out receipts. The receipts I just told you about, then I'll put.
I mean, some people are saying this almost sounded like Jason throwing a warning shot at Beyonce. He hinted that he has tea on her, and according to the chatter floating around, some of those so-called receipts might even involve her sister Solange. Yeah, let that sink in for a second because the internet definitely did. Jason has been loud for a while now about what he calls gatekeeping in the music industry, and he often points directly at Jay-Z and Beyonce when he talks about it. Over time, he's made several claims about the Carters, and some of those statements reportedly brought serious pushback from their circle. At one point on his podcast, Jason even claimed that Jay-Z had people reaching out to him with warnings about speaking on him. Jason described it like he was being pressured to stay quiet. He also made a shocking statement suggesting that Jay-Z wanted serious harm to come his way, which had listeners raising their eyebrows all over social media. And that wasn't the end of it. Jason has also accused Beyonce and Jay-Z of being anti-black, called Beyonce fake, and even trashed her business products, saying they were not good. Then things got even messier when he hinted that he had information that could damage her reputation. He never actually revealed what that information was, but rumors online started spinning fast. Some people began speculating that whatever he was talking about might involve Solange, and that's why fans think there could be tension between the sisters right now. Okay. Quick background, so this whole situation makes more sense. Back in the day, Beyonce and Solange were seriously tight, like real ride-or-die sisters. People who followed them for years always talked about how close they were and how much love they showed each other in public. It wasn't just for cameras either. Their bond looked strong for a long time. In fact, back in 2012, Solange spoke to Roller Coaster magazine and openly praised her big sister. She didn't hold back at all when talking about how much Beyonce meant to her and how she helped guide her through the music world. Solange literally said she was and is such a role model. But I think more so, it was an insane learning process for me to have a big sister like that, to be able to see the good, the bad, and everything in between that comes with fame and success, and to know what I was getting myself into. That kind of respect was clear for everyone to see. And their bond showed up in real life too. The two have always been known for protecting each other. There's even a story people still talk about where Solange was getting teased at school, and Beyonce actually showed up with members of her band just to stand up for her little sister. Now that's big sister energy right there.
But I'm very protective, and I always treated her like my baby. And one day she told us this little bully, this little guy in school, she was only about 9, was really her. So me and my girls all showed up, and we surrounded him, and we're like, "You've been messing with my sister? I'm telling you, you've been warned, and tell him Destiny's Child is warning you." So we were real gangster.
There's even been a wild conspiracy floating around for years claiming Beyonce has always been so protective of Solange because she's actually her mother and not just her big sister. Yeah, that rumor really had people talking online for a minute. The theory got attention back in 2013 when BuzzFeed talked about it and broke down what conspiracy fans were saying. According to the rumor, Beyonce might be older than the age she publicly shares. Some people pointed to what they claimed was a birth certificate from 1974 that was supposedly shown by an unnamed Texas civil servant. Another detail conspiracy fans kept bringing up was a comment Gabrielle Union made in 2008 when she said, "Beyonce and I have been friends since we were teenagers." Of course, none of this has ever been proven, but the internet definitely ran with the story for a while. Now here's where people started doing the math. Gabrielle Union was born in 1972, so when she said, "Beyonce and I have been friends since we were teenagers," some conspiracy fans ran with that line and started building all kinds of theories. But honestly, that whole idea is pretty hard to believe when you look at how well Beyonce's childhood and career have been documented since she was very young. Unless people think an entire life story was staged from the very beginning, the rumor just doesn't add up. Anyway, one thing that has always been clear is that Solange has also been extremely protective of Beyonce. Everybody remembers that famous elevator moment when Solange confronted Jay-Z after people believed he had done her sister wrong. And yes, the cameras caught everything. That clip still spreads across the internet every time it pops up again. What really makes people laugh, though, is how Beyonce just stood there calm the whole time, like nothing wild was happening around her. But years later, some fans started questioning if everything between the sisters was still the same. One moment people always bring up is that Grammy speech where Beyonce thanked a long list of people but never mentioned Solange. And that raised eyebrows because fans know Solange has played a huge role in Beyonce's journey and has even helped write several songs.
God for protecting me. Thank you, God. I'd like to thank my Uncle Johnny, who's not here, but he's here in spirit. I'd like to thank my parents, my father, my mother, for loving me and pushing me. I'd like to thank my beautiful husband, my beautiful 3 children who are at home watching. I'd like to thank the queer community for your love and for inventing this genre. God bless you.
At the time, insiders started whispering that something strange might be happening between the sisters. One source even said, "We all thought it was odd that Solange wasn't part of Beyonce's new album." And that comment alone had fans raising eyebrows everywhere. The insider explained that the sound of the project actually felt like something Solange would naturally fit into, so for her not to be involved at all seemed unusual to people who follow their careers closely. But that wasn't the only thing that had people talking. According to the same source, Solange also didn't post a single tweet or Instagram message showing support for Renaissance when the album dropped. For many fans, that silence felt loud. The insider even added, "I think it's weird for her not to be out supporting Beyonce." They pointed out that Beyonce took a big creative risk with the album and likely needed strong support from everyone around her to push it into the massive success it became. Now, to be fair, the source admitted they didn't have direct proof of any real fallout between the sisters, but they still hinted that they had heard conversations behind the scenes. In their words, "I've heard things about their relationship. I think something is definitely going on between them." What really caught fans' attention was the change in behavior. Solange didn't publicly shout out Beyonce for the project, which surprised a lot of people. In past years, she had passionately defended her sister, even going on public rants when she believed Beyoncé was unfairly snubbed for Album of the Year. So when that support suddenly went quiet, the internet started connecting dots. Since then, rumors have continued swirling that something may have shifted between the two, and that the strong bond everyone once saw might not be exactly the same anymore. Well, over the years, there have been all kinds of allegations floating around about what might have caused tension between Beyoncé and Solange. One rumor that keeps popping up points toward their mom, Tina, and the idea that she may have unintentionally played a role in the sisters having issues. Some critics even claim that Tina doesn't exactly hide the fact that Beyoncé has always been the favorite. For a long time, people online have speculated that Tina treated Beyoncé differently than Solange, even though Solange has reportedly contributed a lot behind the scenes to Beyoncé's career. Some fans have pointed out that Solange helped with songwriting and creative direction at times, yet didn't always receive the same spotlight or recognition. Because of that, gossip started spreading that Solange may have grown tired of feeling overlooked and slowly began creating more distance from the family circle. Of course, none of this has ever been confirmed, but the rumors have been circulating for years. Another claim people repeat online is that the sisters may disagree about Beyoncé's relationship with Jay-Z. According to those rumors, Solange has encouraged her sister to step away from the relationship after moments where fans believe Beyoncé had been disrespected. The idea floating around is that Solange has always been very protective and outspoken when it comes to her sister. Some gossip even connects Jay-Z's long-standing industry relationships, including past associations people talk about involving Diddy, to these alleged disagreements. The story being told online is that Solange pushed hard for Beyoncé to reconsider things, but Beyoncé chose to stand by her marriage. And now the latest rumor making rounds claims the tension might go even deeper. Some people speculate that Solange may want to speak openly about certain situations connected to Beyoncé, while Beyoncé reportedly wants those matters kept completely private. If that's true, it could explain why fans think things behind the scenes might be a lot more complicated than they appear. Now here's where the rumor mill really starts spinning. Some people online are claiming that this might be the kind of tea Jason says he has on Beyoncé. According to gossip floating around, Solange has reportedly been exploring African spiritual practices and has become deeply involved in that path. Because of this, some say she has slowly been stepping back from the music industry. And to be fair, fans have noticed that Solange hasn't released a major music project in many years. That alone has people wondering what she's focusing on behind the scenes these days. Then recently, when Nicki Minaj was calling out several people connected to the Carter Circle online, Solange reportedly posted something briefly and then deleted it just as fast. People who saw it claimed the post looked like some type of spiritual doll or symbolic figure. That led to wild speculation online, with some fans saying it might have been a warning aimed at Nicki. Of course, none of that has been confirmed, but the internet quickly ran with the story. Now, another rumor being pushed in certain corners of social media is that Solange has changed a lot over the years and might one day speak out about things involving her own family. At the same time, controversial claims have also been popping up from different commentators. For example, Jaguar Wright recently made strong allegations about Jay-Z and Beyoncé during an online discussion. Those claims included serious accusations about powerful figures in the industry and how people are treated behind the scenes. However, it's important to note that these statements are allegations and have not been proven.
You think there could be?
Thousands. I've talked to hundreds that I deal with still myself. I have 3 victims right now who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well. They do nasty things.
What do you think happened with Kim
Keeping people against their will. Putting people on planes while they're unconscious, just like Aaliyah got on that plane. And everyone knows it. The wiretapping of the phones, putting air tag on children during visits. These are normal practices.
On top of all that, another name that sometimes gets brought up in these conversations is Rihanna's former publicist, Jonathan. He once claimed that he was stopped by federal agents who were allegedly asking questions about Jay-Z. According to him, investigators were keeping a close eye on Jay after an incident connected to Lance Rivera, and he also mentioned that Jay-Z's name came up in discussions involving R. Kelly during the time of their joint tour. Jonathan went on to claim that Jay-Z was being looked at over allegations related to transporting women across borders. And of course, once those statements hit the internet, people started adding their own theories to the story. Some online commentators even speculated that Beyonce might somehow have been connected, or that Solange could have been pulled into certain situations through family ties. Now listen, a lot of these claims floating around online are extremely serious and remain unproven. There's no confirmed evidence backing most of what the rumor mill is pushing right now. But this is exactly the type of chatter people think Jason might be hinting at when he says he has tea on Beyonce. Whether that supposed information involves Solange or not, nobody really knows for sure. At the end of the day, some people believe Jason might just be trying to get Beyonce's attention or spark a reaction. But what do you think about all of this? Do you think Jason was bluffing when he said he had tea on Beyonce? And if there really was something there, could it possibly involve Solange too? If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who loves it. And don't forget to drop your thoughts in the comments below, because I definitely want to hear what you think about this situation.